What's going on, everybody on YouTube? It's SVT Vasquez back at it with another video, back at it with another banger, man. In today's video, we're going to be giving you guys an update on both my cars. Let's start the show. Welcome back to my channel, guys. As you guys can see, I have the Mustang Cobra back here and I have my Mazda Miata back here. So what's been going on is I've had idling issues with my Miata for a while now, and I had my aftermarket ECU plugged into it. Then I swapped over to a Voodoo box, which makes my stock ECU work together with my turbo, and that still gave me idling issues. At first I thought my aftermarket ECU was the one that was causing these issues, but after swapping ECUs I figured out that the issue's still happening, and the only other thing that I would think is controlling the fuel that I've messed with, that I've upgraded on the car or changed in any way, is the fuel system. So the fuel pump is what I changed that started making that issue. So now I bought a new fuel pump and we're gonna see if it fixes it. Hopefully it does. I'm not sure. I'm just taking a shot in the dark, and once I get that changed out, I'll let you guys know if it works. But for now, I'm gonna let you guys know on a little something, because I tried looking up a video about this myself and I couldn't find it. So if you didn't know how to get to your fuel pump, it is behind your seats. So what you're gonna want to do is lift up the rug, remove all the bolts on the side here, whatever you have to do. Lift up your rug, and then this panel is gonna be over it. So you're gonna take off some screws, and then your fuel pump is gonna be located right here. It also has a metal cap on it. So what happened to my fuel pump, when I was actually, the day that I got my DD-214, which is the paper saying you're going from being in the military to being a civilian, the very same day that I got out of the military, I was driving my Miata back home. I was in San Diego driving it back home, and I don't even think I made it out of San Diego. I was on the freeway. The car just gave out on me, stopped pumping fuel. My car died on the freeway. I was just cruising. I had enough speed to get to the side of the freeway. Put it at a complete stop. Wouldn't turn back on. The fuel pump was done. But the only problem that it had is the connection wasn't linking up to the fuel pump. So I knew it was something to do with the fuel pump. I tried to put a screwdriver to it, and the top of the fuel pump, this cap right here, it has some screws, and because I knew that was the only problem, I could fix it right there, but I didn't have tools because I was on the road. I had my car packed with all my clothes, all my uniforms. I was ready to make a pretty long trip. I think the trip is like 7 hours long. Because I didn't have tools, I took the only screwdriver that I had in the car and tried to unscrew those bolts to get into the fuel pump, but my screwdriver wasn't small enough. I had one of the thicker ones, and it stripped my screws. So when I went to go look for bolts to replace them, I tried to look it up on YouTube, like what size these bolts are, or on a Reddit forum or anything like that. So I'm gonna tell you guys right now what size these guys are. So I found two at Home Depot. Here, I'm just gonna show you guys the code and everything so you guys could see. They're M4 0.7 times 10 millimeters. All right, so if you guys need to replace those, this is the code. And these, as you can see, they're crosshead, and these are a lot, they have a way bigger crosshead, so it won't strip, or it would take a lot longer to strip. And then there's other ones that I got too, because they didn't have all of them in one. So same size, but these just have a different little hex. They have the hex pattern to be able to go in, so it's just different way of screwing them on. So that's the size for that. If you guys are looking for fuel cap screws, that's gonna be the size that you need for this particular car. Other than that, let's see what we have here. So what I could tell right away is this fuel pump seems to be a lot bigger than this fuel pump, and I believe I probably got the wrong fuel pump. That's what my thought process is. I don't think it's the correct one for my car, but I got one from Goodwin Racing, and this is the full kit right here. It comes with your connector, a little buffer to hold it in place, got your tubing, and your filter. So this is pretty much what your fuel pump system looks like. This is what you're going to remove out of the car. It's pretty much removing the connector, swapping everything for the new one. It's not that difficult, but you will need to splice some cables and connect them. So you would want that harness. I don't know if their harnesses are the same. They might be, oh no, they're different. So yeah, when you're doing a fuel system, that's pretty much it, what you're gonna swap out. So I work today, so I'm gonna get to it tomorrow. Another thing is this car's pretty old, and my bolts, some of my valve cover bolts gave out as well. Some broke, and I had to buy brand new hardware. So as you can see, I ordered, I believe I got these from Miata or one of those big sites. So I got brand new hardware for the valve cover. I need to tighten those back in, but I need to see that my valve cover gasket is on right. I don't believe it's on right. That's why I didn't tighten them on. So I'm gonna remove the valve cover, make sure it's on right, and secure them down. But other than that, I believe the car is ready to go once the fuel pump is in. I might need to change my alternator because I did have a new battery in and it just stopped working. I took it to AutoZone for them to test it out. They said it didn't work anymore. So I did need to buy a new one. So just in case, I'm gonna change out the alternator as well, so that my new battery doesn't go dead, so that my new battery doesn't go bad. But once that alternator is changed, everything should be done. This car should run. So what that means is, if this car is running, I no longer need to use my Cobra as a commuter. So once this car is running, I'm not doing anything to it. It's gonna be my daily driver for either me or my girlfriend. And that means I could work on the Mustang a lot more, like a lot more. So I'll be buying parts for that. Fingers crossed, this car starts and it becomes one of my dailies, and then a lot of changes are going to be going to the Mustang. So that's the reason that I need to get this car back up and running, so that I can start working on the Mustang, start modifying, doing a lot of stuff to it. If it needs to go to a shop, it could stay at a shop for a while, and then I still have a car to drive. So that's the whole purpose of me getting this car back up and running, which it should work here soon. By hopefully the weekend I'll have it up. If anything changes, I'll update you guys. But that's gonna do it for today's show. If you guys haven't seen it yet, I did post up a computer room build. There's a little playlist for it. I'll link it in a card above. I'm not done with that yet. I still have to purchase a PC and a desk, but I'm not gonna do that anytime soon. So I'm gonna do a tour of it here shortly of what I do have now, and then you guys could watch that if you want. Other than that, I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
I'm just all about this money, I don't think about no thoughts. Girl, you don't know about me, so get off my fucking D. Born and raised in the dot, this is real as you gon' see. Girl, you don't know about me, so get off my fucking D.